Hey everybody, thought this would be an interesting video to put out because to me it's an interesting subject and it's one that I don't see anyone else talking about, which is data related to training AI models and the data that is available for training an AI model if you want to go with just publicly accessible data. You don't have access to your own bookstore, for example. Then you're training off of the data sets that are available on Hugging Face. And any AI model that is out and that's a large language model has been trained on these data sets like 100%. It's been probably supplemented with other data sets, and hopefully it is, because like the thing I want to highlight overall with these data sets is that the data sets that we have available right now to train AI is bad. I'm actually kind of shocked as to how LLM models are actually able to think and to work. Like a lot of people say that LLM models are only based off of their training data, but like look at the actual data that they're trained on. And then so this is the most widely downloaded training set that is available. And then essentially this is just scraping the open web. And then so these are just literal just news articles. And then so just from different sources, different news articles, different writers, different levels of writing. And then so these could be like Yahoo news articles, for example, right? And then so when people call out AI for and LLMs for making mistakes and for calling out like bad data or like wrong sources or like saying that like, oh, this didn't happen on this actual time or this actual year, they're getting it from their training data, and their training data is coming from open web data. And then so if Yahoo News printed a bad article, or like BuzzFeed, they were just shoveling content out and they didn't proofread and their editorial staff didn't go through and do a good job, that's reflective of what we're looking at now as far as the training data for AI. And then so again, like this is the 1 million downloads. The most popular data set is the open web data set, which is a scraping of the web basically. And then so beyond that you have Glue, which is more of a structured data set, but a lot of it is like not labeled. And then if you go through the Glue, like some of these, like you can just going through them, you can find errors in this data. Like I don't know where exactly to go through to find particular errors in this video, but simply just look through the data set itself and you can see that it's not 100% clean. And you can see that just simply from looking at the data, and then even looking at the data as to what it is, it's not like high quality data that we're feeding these LLM models. Here's another one. Like this one is like one of consider. So Eleuther AI, they put out a model that is actually like outperforms other models, and so this is their data set that they trained their model on, and it's like stories, and then so from stories their data is better than the other data sets that people were currently training on, which is why they released their data set. But again, like their data set, it's not it's like books from fictional books. And this is like the best type of data that we have. There's one that I haven't highlighted yet specifically because this is like literally what to me is like the best data that we have available, which is the Scikit data. But it's literally you have 11,000 rows of training and then 1,000 rows of validation, and then that's the whole entire data set here. And this is a fantastic data set, but it's 12,000 rows, and that's it. The whole entire data set. So essentially, like if you're training a LLM model on science, and the best data that we have for training it on science right now, as far as if you don't again have your access to other data, is 12,000 rows of science data. And then, but if you want IMDb. We've got 25,000 rows of IMDb data that we can feed it. So you can see like the huge difference there. Like it's literally getting twice as much data about movies in its training than it is about science. And this isn't again, not structured data. So it's just literally just taking all of this in, and the breaks included and the different, like, that's, I guess, what's good to train it on within these types of data sets. But going down more, you can see like there's like the Pokemon data. Like this is there's a AI model that is trained on Pokemon images, and specifically because this is the data that we have available, that we have available to train AI models on. And so we can train, and this is 833 rows of data, and on Hugging Face you can find multiple Pokemon models because they're training off of this data. And then so the big thing that I want to highlight with this video is it's kind of just like a open secret within the AI community, and like not discussed widely though, is that data is the major bottleneck and will remain the major bottleneck when it comes to AI. If you're familiar with the Microsoft paper that came out a few days ago, Textbooks Are All You Need, they show very explicitly that they put out a multi-million parameter model that outperforms multi-billion parameter models, very specifically just because they trained it on textbook data over this data. So of course it outscored and outperformed. It's like, imagine putting a child in school and just having and teaching them all IMDb data, and then you have another child and then you teach them all STEM papers. Like, which one's going to come out better? And so this is the problem that we're facing. And so I don't know what the solution is, but the solution is to get better data that we can train LLM models on. But where that comes from, how that works out, that's going to be the big issues and the big stumbling blocks moving forward. But I think that until we can get within the wider community better training data and better training data sources, that's going to be the most significant bottleneck that we can possibly face as far as AI development moving forward. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.